Welcome on today. I'm here alongside John Bohnenkamp, obviously a very decorated career in journalism.
Thank
And
you.
with me being a journalism minor, what got you into journalism?
What got me to journalism? When I was a kid, I just loved newspapers. I grew up in a house where we got 2 newspapers a day. I really wanted to get into it, and as I got into high school, started reading more and more newspapers. The town I lived in, we would just get newspapers from all around the Midwest. So I just really liked them. I wanted to be around sports. First of all, I wasn't a very good athlete, so I'm like, okay, I'll be a sports writer, and I started working for my hometown paper, and then I went to the University of Iowa, studied journalism, and that's how it got started.
Really inspiring stuff. I've heard a lot about you currently at the University of Iowa. Tell me about your role with that great institution.
Right now I work with the student newspaper there. I'm a sports writing coach for them, but that's where I went to school. I graduated from there in 1988. I covered men's basketball and women's basketball out there for 31 seasons. This will be season 32. I'm on my 11th full-time season covering football up there. So it's just I know the route between here and Iowa City, and so it's just been a big part of my life and my career, just covering the Hawkeye stuff.
So I know it's fun covering the Hawkeyes, but it's also fun being here for the summers. Where'd
Sure.
you begin with the Bees?
When I worked here at the newspaper here in Burlington back from 91 to 2019, I did a couple years, 94, 95, covering the team. Great years, got to meet a lot of guys. Interviewed Alex Rodriguez out in right field. So that's my claim to fame. Is I interviewed an 18-year-old A-Rod out in right field. Then somebody else took over the beat. I came back on the beat in 2018, covered their 2018, 2019 until I was eliminated down there. My position was. So I stayed on with the team, started blogging, and that's what I've been doing since then is one of the things I do.
So from a journalistic standpoint, you've oversaw quite a transition here. What are the differences between covering the team when they were an affiliate to now being in the Prospect League?
Really, back when it was an affiliate, it was kind of hard sometimes to interview guys. Guys just didn't want to be interviewed. They're professional ball players. They're here for a reason. Some guys were really good. Some guys weren't. With this group, everybody's really good. They like getting, they like the attention. They like, people talking to them, and they're great. They're great kids, and it's fun to cover them. And I think that's the big difference is just the access and getting to know players. That was something you really couldn't do with the minor league guys because they were very closed off. They were here for a reason, and that was to leave, to move up. So, these guys are here. They're wanting to get better, and so that's why I think it's a lot of fun dealing with them.
Great answer from you. So you touched on it there, but what do you enjoy most about covering the Prospect League?
I think it is just getting to know these guys. And I mean, I'll still, cover some of them, whether it's at Western Illinois, whether it's at Iowa. And, so it's a different thing. They're wanting to get to professional baseball, and you're seeing guys that get drafted out of this league. So now you kind of see it from a different perspective. Plus, this is just pure baseball. These guys are here for the fun, to enjoy the game and to be a part of it, to have a dream of playing. And so from that aspect, I just really like the baseball part of it because it's more that old time, pure baseball part of the game.
So how cool is it for you to see guys who, are here and then attend, the University of Iowa or Western Illinois, kind of covering them in two different teams?
Right. It's neat to see them because, I know that for a lot of them, this is a chance for them to, I don't want to say audition for next year, but it is a chance to make a statement. Hey, I can do this. Jack Duncan, the way he's pitched this year, he's told me, he wants a role with Western Illinois. Merrick Matthews, who I wrote about, same thing at Iowa. And so these guys are really trying to better themselves. And so then to see them now at a different level, I think it's going to be really interesting to see where they go this season.
So final question for you. I know you have the great A-Rod story, but outside of that one, what's your best Burlington Bees story?
Wow.
Put you on the spot big time here.
I think it's just, back a couple years ago when Joe Adell and Brandon Marsh were here. Now, they weren't here very long. They were both gone by Memorial Day. But it's like now to see them a few years later in the major leagues, Brandon Marsh playing in the World Series, that to me was the best part of covering those teams is seeing these guys make it to the major leagues and seeing them perform well, and getting to know them just in maybe the month or two they were here. But it was really interesting to see their progression and see where they're at today.
Awesome. Great story there. And thanks for coming on today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.